Dreams have a purpose. They aren't just random firing of the brain. They aren't what Freud thought, that it's all about having sex with your mother, or if you're a woman, with your father. It's not just a way of the brain processing what happened to you that day, though sometimes dreams are that. Like sometimes you'll just have a dream that's just obviously about something that happened to you that day. But even those types of dreams are within the overall context of dreams being a healing tool, a power of the mind to propel you on the path you're supposed to be on, free of the hang-ups and the pain and the trauma that have been holding you back. Dreams do serve a distinct and critical purpose, which is one of the main reasons I recommend that everyone watching this video quits cannabis right now, unless you're using it for an actual distinct medical condition, mainly nausea from chemotherapy or chronic pain, or if you really just can't sleep at night because you're in pain. If you're using cannabis for any other reason, quit right now, because it's stopping you from dreaming. That's not just like making your life less interesting, though it is. Dreams are fascinating. They're some of the most fun you can have. But it's also cutting off this natural and vital psychological healing tool that your spiritual self is trying to use to fix the problems in your life. There was a big debate. This was actually a huge point of separation between Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. One of the main reasons they went separate ways was that Freud was convinced that dreams only have a processing or compensatory function, meaning they just help you organize the events of the day or the week, or they compensate for things you can't do in real life. They allow you to live out your sexual fantasies, or people can fly around and whatever. Freud thought that dreams were ultimately mundane and banal and had no spiritual purpose. Well, Jung thought that not only were dreams healing, but that they connected you with your higher self, which he always wrote as self with a capital S, or at least that's how they translate it into English. Jung really thought that dreams were a way for your mind to process and understand archetypes, to connect with the mythic world, and also to heal you from your trauma. So Jung really strongly promoted, and I gotta start doing this again, but writing down your dreams. I remember when I did this, my dreams got so much more intense and vibrant. I only had a couple lucid dreams in my life, and I was so freaked out, I just woke up basically immediately. But when I was journaling my dreams, the dream world responds to that. It says, it's almost like it's watching you. Your dreams are watching you. And they're like, oh, you're noticing us. Okay, we're gonna come out more fully then. And one reason people don't wanna dream is because you have nightmares. But you're having nightmares for a reason. Your mind is re-exposing you to traumatic experiences or thoughts or demonic attacks to give you the strength to overcome them. I mean, if you're having like the same nightmare all the time and there doesn't seem to be any meaning to it, then maybe you're actually under demonic attack and you should legitimately seek out an exorcism. But one thing I noticed when I stopped using cannabis was I had probably like 2 straight months of nightmares. And the reason why is that I was dream constipated. I hadn't been able to dream for a long time because cannabis was shutting down my REM sleep. And so when I finally could dream again, all this toxic crap came out of me. Just like when you get a bunch of toxic poop stuck in your system, Then you finally purge it all, and it smells really, really bad. And so my dream world smelled awful and was toxic and septic. That's really a big reason why I say you should not smoke cannabis unless you absolutely have to, or use edibles or consume THC in any other way. The trade-offs are immensely non-beneficial to you. They're beneficial to the spiritual entity that exists within cannabis, but they aren't beneficial to you. When you do dream, the healing effects are profound and usually immediate. Even if you don't feel immediately healed, what happens is any types of spiritual or psychological difficulties you're facing in life, but that you cannot adequately interface with in your conscious mind, are allowed to come through in dreams. So if there is anything bothering you, if there's anything under the surface eating away at you, taking away your vitality, causing mental illness, your dreams will naturally bring that to the surface. I don't mean that when you go to sleep, there's some wonderful, nice fairy guardian angel who comes and kisses all your boo-boos. I mean, maybe that is the case for you, and if so, GG, good for you. That is a very strong and simple example of a healing dream. You go to some magical fairy fountain, like in Zelda, and the fairy queen comes and gives you 3 kisses, and you feel all nice and cozy, like you're curled up on your mommy's lap, and you wake up and you feel all happy and you go around just hugging everybody. But that's generally not the kind of healing dream I'm talking about. A healing dream might actually be a nightmare. But what's happening in that case is your unconscious mind is allowing your spiritual self to interface with things that you cannot face while you're conscious. And your conscious mind is a coward. Generally, your conscious mind is a survival-based mechanism that just seeks ease and simplicity and the path of least resistance. But that allows you to get into really bad habits or to avoid healing. So dreams are the unconscious mind's way of making you face what you must face, of allowing you to interface with the mythic archetypes that will bring you healing, even if they're uncomfortable. So if you're having nightmares, if you don't want to dream, I would just say, I'm no psychologist, get serious medical help or the help of an actual exorcist if you feel like you're under demonic attack or you're having a mental breakdown. But in most cases, just buck up, Buttercup, and face those dreams, because they are your higher self, your unconscious mind's way of trying to heal you. And if there's anything in your life that is making it so you can't dream, avoid it. I don't really know of anything aside from cannabis, but I'm sure there are other drugs, or maybe you aren't sleeping enough to enter into REM sleep. Maybe you're having other issues sleeping. Find a way to make sure that your brain goes into rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep at night. Encourage whatever you need to do in your life, like any kind of habits or techniques that might improve that. And I do, even though, gotta admit, I'm not doing this myself right now, but try to write down your dreams. I mean, some people get like a fancy leather-bound dream journal. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have a phone or a computer or some kind of electronic device that has a notes app on it. And that's how I've always recorded my dreams, is in notes. Then sometimes I'll look like 10 years later and be like, damn, what? So it's really interesting to catalog your dreams that way. Sometimes you'll have spiritual insights from dreams that you've journaled years and years later. So just to sum up, dreams are your friend in your spiritual battle, even if they are painful or difficult or uncomfortable. Your mind is supposed to dream. It's not just a compensatory function. It is one of the highest spiritual functions of your mind. God gives you dreams so that you can reconnect and atone with him. And it's a sacrament, in my opinion, between you and God. So don't do anything to interrupt the dream state. And if you can, encourage it. Encourage your dreams. Though I am going to give a caveat, I'm not sure about lucid dreaming, whether that's demonic or not. I've heard about people getting lost in lucid dreams or entering dark spiritual places. I think there are guardrails up during normal dreaming that you might not want to take down. So be cautious with lucid dreaming, but otherwise encourage dreaming, journal your dreams, write them down, because dreams are trying to heal you. I really hope the video is helpful. If so, please do like and subscribe and hype. And I'll be back soon with new content. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching.